Leah's got this week's Food for Thought.
Hey there, welcome to Food for Thought, your go-to segment for the freshest updates straight from the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. I'm Leah Cooper, and I'm so excited you're here with us today. Let's dive into what's trending. As we all know, food security has become a major topic around the world, but there's an even broader concept that's crucial for us here in the Bahamas: food sovereignty. Today, we have an important conversation lined up with Mr. Dion Gibson, our nation's Director of Agriculture, who will shed light on the difference between food security and food sovereignty, and what we as Bahamians can do to work toward a future where we are not just safe from shortages, but truly self-reliant. Join us as we explore the steps we can take as a community to build a resilient, sustainable food system rooted in our own resources and traditions. Welcome, Mr. Dion Gibson.
Thank you.
All right, and you recently made a point at a Rotary meeting about food sovereignty. And a lot of people, there are a lot of discussions surrounding food security and how the country needs to be more food secure. Could you tell us what the difference is?
So food security really speaks to the availability of food in the country, the accessibility of food to the general populace to support a healthy and active life. Food sovereignty speaks to individuals' ability to choose their food, to control what food they consume, and to ensure that there is fair trade in the food systems, food availability, as well as environmental. If you look at the root of the word sovereign or sovereignty, it talks about self-control. And so being able to manage, control that, whether it's imported or locally produced, but food sovereignty also promotes local production and local consumption.
All right. And what can Bahamians do to ensure that we are more food sovereign?
So some of the ways we can really ensure our own food sovereignty is to support the local farmers, to look for what's out there, to ensure that they're getting fair bang for their buck, that it's competitive with what anything that may be imported is sold for, but also fair in the sense that it's relative to cost of production. Sometimes we complain that locally grown produce or food products are more expensive. However, we have to take into account what the cost of production is for these items, and that we cannot compete with the production costs of, say, of Venezuela or even the United States, who energy is cheaper for them, labor is cheaper for them. And so if we continue to support our local farmers, they can build their business, and not just farmers, agri-processors, those who sell juices, jams, and jellies. These products are all food items. So we support them, they have greater sales, so therefore they can kind of invest more to make their production a bit more cost efficient.
Now, I know the cry of a lot of Bahamians is that they don't know where to start or where to purchase locally grown produce. We have a lot of calls coming in to the Ministry of Agriculture inquiring about those things. So as a director, could you tell us where we can find them?
So I always tell persons to start at the farmers markets or ask around. There are farmers on every island who will generally are more than happy to welcome someone to their farm, to show them what they have to sell, what they have. And so I think that's one good place to start. Sometimes just going in the food store, pepper sauces, right? I go to the pepper sauce aisle and I buy only locally made pepper sauces. Just looking at a label can tell you this is a product of the Bahamas. Jams and jellies are other regularly available items in the food stores from Bahamians. Sometimes there's the Abaco Big Bird. So you have to be an active shopper seeking it. Sometimes even asking the shelf packers, hey, do you have any Bahamian products along these lines? And they should be able to inform you. But I think the best place to start is finding farmers. At the department, we do have a list of farmers. If you go to the department's office at any of our 8 offices across the country, they would know who the farmers are, who have various items, and whether it be meat or produce or jams and jellies or any other agri-produce or processed item. And so just inquiring, if it's something that you really are serious about doing, I think you'll find it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gibson. Now we're all well aware of where we can get our locally grown products. So that is a wrap for this bite-sized edition for Food for Thought. Stay tuned for more updates on what's growing, what's catching, and what's making waves in agriculture and marine resources. Until next time, I'm Leah Cooper. Remember to keep your plates full of fresh ideas.